morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. That's nice. It's already Wednesday. I had a flat out day yesterday working, so it was a pity because it was a really nice day. So I couldn't really do a great deal in the garden. I kind of potted around a little bit at home and potted up a few things. So I've come over here this morning to the allotment, and it's a beautiful day. I think we're going to get about 24, 25 today, hence the sunnies. And I've just come to water here in the greenhouse and water outside, and things are now starting to really take off. I mean, my tomatoes, since I've potted them up in my fantastic compost from home, which I think has made a hell of a difference, my tomatoes have just taken off in here. So I really got to get a wriggle on and finish the ones from home and bring them over as well. It just means I've got to bring the car over because I don't want them to, when I bring them in the wheelbarrow, it's a little bit too bumpy, and yeah, they're very precious. So I'm going to show you how they're doing in here and how, you know, amazing, they love the heat. Haven't got much else in here except for my very fancy broccoli that I haven't planted out yet. That's the peacock, purple peacock broccoli. A couple of borage plants. I started bringing my chillies over, and you wouldn't believe it, but the first night I bring my chillies over, I then come the next morning and something has eaten the leaves off a chilli. I mean, gee, it's just unreal, isn't it? It's the fight between the insects and me. Who's going to get it first? Things that are also looking really good are like the brambles. They're coming on nicely. I don't know what I'm going to do and where I'm going to grow them onto something or other. The raspberries are coming along very nicely as well. I've got to water my brassicas. I'm thinking I've got this frame out here that we had our fagioli beans on, our borlotti beans. I've got some more over at home. I'm going to bring them over. I've got my sweet corn to come over as well. So yeah, everything is looking beautiful. Let me show you my tomatoes. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of lining them all up around the greenhouse. And then I'm going to go all the way around, take this staging out, go all the way around and have tomatoes. In front, I'll have my chillies. There are my chillies. I think they were very happy to come out of the dining room. When I say they are my chillies, these are the chillies starting, well, these are half of the chillies starting with A. Because if you remember, I alphabeticalized, is that a word? Well, I don't know, all my chillies. So these are the ones starting with A. For instance, let me just get down. This one is, hang on. Oh, that's Ancho Grande. That one is Anaheim, I know that, and that has a flower on it. Let's just see whether... Oh, I'm not going to pull that off. I'll pull the whole thing off. I have Argichombo there. I've got another one of those at home just in case. Then I've got Argy Sugar Rush Peach. That got a little bit burnt from the window in the dining room. And that one there that was eaten is Argy Charapati. They're new for me this year, so that's very exciting. I have one more Calibrock, and it's a little bit floppy because it got a bit dry, so I've just watered it. So these two are the latest tomatoes I brought over, and that's how they kind of come over. They come over a little bit floppy. I've got Ethel Watkins there, and I have Crushed Heart as well. And then this is what they become. Look at that. Look at this one. I'm really looking forward to this one. There's the flower on it. That's just my shadow. That's called Barclay Tie-Dye. I mean, what I do is, show me an example. When I pinch out, when I do the pinching out here, so I'm going to grab this, see that thing? I pinch that out. Because as I mentioned before, they are a vine and they will grow upwards. These indeterminate tomatoes. And what you don't want is you don't want too many of these coming out, because it takes all the energy away from any fruit that's coming. And then you've got your determinant types, which are called bush tomatoes, and I've got a few of those as well. And those you leave, you don't actually pinch out. So what I did with this one is I let the side shoot get long, I pinched it out, and then I just stick it in the soil. And this one I did the other day. It's a bit floppy, but it will come good, definitely. And then you've got another plant, so it will root in there. Tomatoes just are so prolific. They want to live, they want to live in the right conditions. So that one I just did. This one I did the other day. That's looking quite good. And this one I did the other day as well. It's a bit floppy, but again, that will come good, that one as well. And so then when they have roots, I dig them out of the pot, replenish with more soil in the pot, and there's my new plant. Ta-da! Not that I haven't got plants already at home, which I have. I always have extras. But I might, if I do get more here, I will give those away. Okay, I'm coming out of the greenhouse backwards. Oops. I just want to show you. There's my brassica bed. I had some calibres from there the other day in some spaghetti, and there will be a recipe going on my website with that one. And let's go here. So this is the bed we're going to have corn in. That's the frame I was telling you about, which the beans are going to go up. Here is my peppermint, which is doing beautifully here. This was completely pot bound in a pot at home. And next to it is the agastache, or I think they call it anise hyssop as well. The leaves are beautiful in tea, really, really refreshing and quite aniseedy. My potatoes there, the main crop, are coming up beautifully. Everything here in the bed next to me is doing really well. The kale is now starting. It was a bit cold for kale. Imagine that, being too cold for kale. And as for my kohlrabis, they're doing really well. I'm just going to go and water what I put in the other day, which was the Cavolo Nero and the Calibroc. And then I am going to the garden centre to get some cactus soil, because I have a few plants at home that I'm repotting. I've got an Agave and I've got a little Aeonium Schwartzkopf that I want to repot. And look at that. And then I have to go to the builder's merchants to get some knotting treatment for my wood. And then I go home, and then I'm home for the rest of the day. I've got a client later on this afternoon, but I want to start painting. There we have it. There are the allotments with a beautiful sky. Hello everybody. We've had such a beautiful day here today. It is the 9th of June. My watch seems to have gone all funny. And finally, we've had some lovely, lovely weather. Well, I mean, we had a couple of days. Okay, so I have to start speaking like I actually live in this country and stop whinging about the weather, which is what I do constantly. Mind, my mum in Australia whinges about the weather as well. So maybe it's just in the blood. Who knows? Anyhow, it is 7:30 at night. I finished for the day with my client, and I've been over to the allotment and watered over there. And I'm just sitting in front of my new greenhouse. I brought the table up here with a bench as well, just to see what it's like, and it is so lovely. It's going to be such an oasis up here. And in actual fact, the sun sets behind me, and it is actually the best place for the day is on our balcony, because that's where the sun is. I might go up there in a minute. But I've just been potting on a few plants that I've got here. I had to go and get that cactus soil today, compost today, and I only bought a cheap one, which was, I think, a bad idea, because I'll show you later on in the week what I found in the bag. It was a rock about this big. I thought, what on earth is that? Anyhow, I suppose that's what you get from buying cheap compost. So I've got this really cute little Aeonium here called Schwartzkopf, and I love it. I had a bigger one, but it died. It didn't make it through the winter. I put it in the flimsy greenhouse as well, but it just didn't. It went all kind of soft, and anyhow, I got this little cutting. So I'm going to pot that up. The other thing that I needed to pot up was this agave as well. It's a brute of a thing, but so that's potted up. And I've got some nice, interesting plants up here. I mean, I think I've got interesting plants anyhow. But yeah, so I'm going to try and have my, I mean, the stuff really that needs the most sun, because behind me, this wall is my sun wall. This is where I normally put things like aubergines and chillies against the wall. So imagine what it's going to be like in the greenhouse. That's why I've been thinking about my ventilation and how much ventilation I need, how many roof vents, and I've got a door up one end, so I'm going to have a big louver window down the other end so that I can get a through draft as well. But in the winter, it's going to be just great, really great, because also it will get the light. I've got well, when the leaves come out, I will show you my albizia, which is, I think it's called the silk tree, that I grew from seed, and it's a little bit kind of wonky, but it's just beautiful every year. So that's up here. I've also got some agapanthus in pots up here, some white ones. I have a feijoa, which is a pineapple guava as well. And I've just repotted that one, and that's up here as well. Obviously, I've got my veggie pot on this side. So yeah, this is a real sun trap. And since I've put my fruit trees against the wall there, they've just been loving it. But I've had to water quite a lot because it's quite warm there for them. So I hope the sun is shining with you, wherever you may be, and you have a very good evening. I have to try and work out what I'm going to eat now. I wish Mr. N was here.